Welcome everyone to Tip Off Sports. I'm Tim Roach, the East Coast recruiting coordinator, and I'm joined by my Tip Off media correspondent, Ryan Natividad. Our special guest today is Kyree Thompson, a 6-foot guard from North Preston, Nova Scotia, who played last season at Dartmouth High School. Thompson was the MVP of the BioSteel All-Canadians Future Game back in 2018, as well as a participant at the CP3 Rising Stars camp in the same year. He helped lead the Dartmouth Spartans to back-to-back Division I provincial titles in 2019 and 2020, and was awarded the MVP of the Halifax Metro League, as well as named a Metro League All-Star. He was also nominated to play in this year's Canadian BioSteel game. Kyree has built up an impressive basketball resume, and we look forward to hearing more about him next year. Kyree, it's great to have you on the show. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Enjoying the summer, I guess.
Kyree, I got the first question for you. Everything's going on right now with COVID-19 and the pandemic, but I want to know, how have you been managing your daily routines without basketball? And even with basketball, are there anything that you're kind of working on right now this off season?
Yeah, so it's been tough because of like everything that's going on. So you have to like make sure when you're getting those workouts in that you're really like, trying to go that extra little bit because of everything that's going on. But for me, I try to stay in shape, do as much like push-ups and jogs around the neighborhood, stuff like that, to keep my cardio up. And then when it opened up more recently, I went out to the outside courts and got some shots up and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Every little step goes a long way right now.
Kyree, in 2018, you were named the MVP of the BioSteel All-Canadian All-Futures game. Tell us how you felt and tell us about that experience for you.
That was crazy, and it all happened so fast, because the game was like right down to the wire, back and forth. And in the last little bit, when coming down the stretch, and I got the pass from one of my teammates to finish it off, it was crazy for me because like all their my friends and family was watching at home and stuff like that, and they were all cheering me on. And when the game was over and they went to call my name for MVP, I just couldn't believe it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember at the time I was at the Blue Nose Classic in Halifax. I was help coaching a provincial club team. We were playing like the under 14, the under 15 teams, and that's when I first heard about you. And I was just super impressed, and was really looking forward to watching you progress in your high school career after that.
2018 was a big year for you, Kyree. Not only did you do that, you were participating in the CP3 Rising Stars as well. Can you tell us a little bit of some of the things that you took away from that, being a part of that camp, and also having that opportunity, if you did, to talk with Chris Paul?
Yeah, so I knew going down there that it was going to be really tough. It was a tough competition because of CP3 and like it's his camp. And I like did a little background information on like camps and like the players that's been there and stuff like that. So I knew going into there that it was going to be tough, and I just had to go in there and play my game and stuff like that. And then CP3 did get a chance to like talk to us, not like individually, but like stuff like that we could work on and like keep up with like the schools and stuff like that. He was telling us stuff like that. And we were just taking that information, and putting it into my game. And like from playing down there in States with the tougher, taller guys than we got down here, just bring that back home. So when I go in the gym, I'm going stuff like that.
It's got to be a special moment for you, considering that not only are you meeting an NBA star like Chris Paul, but being able to participate in a camp where the competition is different than how you would typically find it, I assume, back home. So if there was one key takeaway that you've implemented into your mindset now when approaching the game, what would that be right now?
To be a leader. That's what Chris Paul like emphasized when he was saying his speech. Like because he was like not, the 6'5", the 6'6" guard, so he's just a point guard. So he has to be the leader on the floor, getting guys in the right spots, getting them good looks, stuff like that. And that's like the biggest thing that I took away, is not being as like tall as other guys. So I just got to be more at leading.
Kyree, when I messaged you for the first time, I think a couple months ago, when I was writing your player profile, you had mentioned to me that you had averaged 44 points a game at Provincials this year. You had like a Michael Jordan provincial type kind of stat line. What did that do for you as you went away with a stat line like that? Like, tell us about like the games that you averaged that many points in.
Well, Provincials is always, a fun time, because all the best teams from the province are there. And it was even more special because it was home this year. So it was at my local gym over in Halifax at St. Mary's University. So that's just special because your friends and family can be there watching you too. And it's always, competitive and stuff like that. And having your family there watching and stuff like that just gives you a little boost of like energy to, push a little harder and go and win.
Nice.
You've got a lot to your resume so far, Kyree, and clearly, scoring is definitely one of those key points when it comes to, having your A game on set. I want to know if there's anything else that you would add on to your game. What would you add on, and what would people be surprised at if they were to see that?
To add on, I would say like on the defensive end, everyone can score, but can you turn around and play defense and stop your man from scoring? So that's the thing like that I would work on more like through this off season, being able to like be a defensive leader also than just not on the offensive end, turn around and make sure like all the guys in the right spot, talking on defense and stuff like that. And because that'll always help when stopping from scoring.
Kyree, you've led the Dartmouth Spartans to back-to-back provincial titles. What has the experience been like for you and your teammates that have been a part of this journey so far?
It's been crazy. I grew up with most of the guys that are on my team, but then there's some guys like I've never seen before, and just being able to like take stuff in from them, and going on the trips and being around them and playing basketball, it's like moments to remember and memories to go look back in this in like 10 years, looking back and just we did that. It was a blast and stuff like that.
That's awesome. I was like you, I was fortunate enough to win a couple provincial titles too in Nova Scotia, and they are memories that you will keep forever, for sure.
Kyree, I want to know, you've talked a little bit and sprinkled about family and friends, but who's your biggest supporters or supporting cast throughout your basketball career to date?
My biggest supporter has got to be my mother. She's just been my backbone to everything ever since I was a little kid and I first started playing basketball. She was at all my games, just supporting me through the wins and losses, letting me know through the losses that it's going to be okay. We can't win them all, but and then just telling me, keep working, go up and get some shots, even though that she didn't even play basketball when she was young, but she was still supporting me, making sure like I had this, and she always emphasized school as being our main priority and wanting to go far and playing basketball. So I just took that in, knowing that she's behind me and supporting me on whatever I do, that just keeps me and pushes me every day. That's what I think about when I'm working out and stuff like that.
Beautiful.
It sounds like you got a special mom for sure.
Yeah.
Kyree, is there an NBA player that catches your eye in terms of play style that you model after?
I want to say Kyrie Irving, not because we have the same name. I like the way his play style is, that he's like a very crafty guy with like nice handles and stuff like that. So I kind of look at him a lot, watch a lot of his like highlight tapes and stuff, and his ability to be able to finish around the hoop and such things like that.
It's incredible because Tim and I just had a conversation prior to and talked about who who you kind of resembled in terms of your game and who we think that you'd resemble as an NBA player. My version of you, Kyrie, actually wasn't Kyrie Irving, although we mentioned his name. I was thinking of Colin Sexton actually on the Cavs.
Yeah.
And he's someone that is a tenacious player, probably around the same height as you are, if anything, and just an absolute scorer. You know, that guy can play. I know he's worked on his shot throughout the season thus far. So, I mean, he was a guy that I first thought of when I was watching your videos and your highlight reel. I want to know, Kyrie, if there's any other position that you'd love to play in basketball. Right now, you're listed as one of those combo guards. If there's one other position that you want to play, what would that be?
If I was to choose, I'd like the small forward position, you know, because it's a little bit of both. You're not like overly tall, but you're not like overly short. You're kind of like in the middle of both. So you can still dribble a little bit, but you can also like be down there with the 6'11s and 7-foot people, you know, box night and stuff like that, and be able to play defense.
Nice. Kyree, you were named the Halifax Metro League MVP last season, as well as a Metro League All-Star. What do you attribute to your success, and how does it feel to be recognized for it?
It feels good, you know, because putting in the hours and working hard every day, stuff like that, and then being able to be recognized as the MVP of the league, it just shows that when you work hard, you're going to get rewarded for it, stuff like that. And being able to be recognized from the league and not just like from the school team, it just shows that how many hours that you put in and that you can just keep pushing and you'll be recognized.
Kyrie, last question before we let you go. With the outlook moving forward to next season, I want to know, what are the next expectations for Kyree Thompson?
Next would be try to go play prep basketball or something like that, and just take my game to the next level to be able, you know, to just see what's next for me, the next steps, getting ready closer to university and stuff like that, and just try to push and go hard every day so I can maximize my potential for the coming year.
Well, Tim and I both absolutely love your energy. We'd love to see what's next in store for you. Kyree, thank you for joining us on the show today. It's a pleasure having you on as a guest. And to everyone that's watching, thank you for tuning in to Tip Off Sports. My name is Ryan Natividad, and this is Tim Roach, my partner. And we're signing off. See you next time.
Thank you, Kyree.
Thank you.